When headlines began circulating about a health challenge involving Joanna Gaines, fans immediately became concerned. For years, Joanna had been known as the calm, creative force behind beautiful home transformations, best-selling books, and a growing business empire. Together with her husband, Chip Gaines, she built an image of family, faith, and resilience that millions of people admired. So whenever news emerged suggesting that Joanna was facing a difficult personal battle, fans naturally wanted to know how she and her family were coping. What touched people most was not a dramatic public statement or a carefully planned interview. Instead, it was the way Chip appeared beside his wife during challenging moments. Over the years, viewers had become accustomed to seeing him as the energetic, funny half of the couple, the one always making jokes, taking risks, and bringing laughter to every situation. But whenever Joanna faced difficulties, fans noticed a different side of Chip. The humor remained, but it was joined by something deeper: unwavering support. For many people, that support became the real story. Relationships are often tested not during moments of success but during moments of uncertainty. It is easy to celebrate together when everything is going well. It is much harder to remain strong when fear, stress, and difficult questions enter the picture. Fans who followed Chip and Joanna for years often said that what made their marriage inspiring was not perfection. It was their willingness to face challenges together. As concern about Joanna's health spread online, countless supporters shared messages of encouragement. Many remembered previous interviews in which Joanna had spoken openly about anxiety, stress, self-doubt, and the pressures that come with balancing business, family, and public life. Although she often appeared confident on television, she had never pretended that life was easy behind the scenes. That honesty helped people connect with her. Viewers saw someone who experienced many of the same emotions they did. Someone who worried about family. Someone who struggled with uncertainty. Someone who sometimes felt overwhelmed by expectations. And through those moments, Chip remained a constant presence. Friends close to the couple have often described their relationship as a partnership built on trust. While Joanna tends to be thoughtful and detail-oriented, Chip is often described as optimistic and adventurous. Together, those differences help them build a successful business and a strong family life. But fans believe those same qualities became even more important whenever life presented unexpected challenges. One reason people were so emotional watching Chip support Joanna is because it reminded them of something increasingly rare in celebrity culture. In a world filled with public feuds, scandals, and dramatic headlines, their relationship often seemed grounded in genuine commitment. Instead of making everything about publicity, Chip frequently directed attention back to Joanna's strength and resilience. That approach resonated with audiences. Many fans shared stories about watching loved ones go through difficult health situations of their own. They recognized the fear. They understood the uncertainty. And they knew how meaningful it can be to have someone standing beside you through it all. As messages poured in across social media, one theme appeared again and again. People were not simply concerned about Joanna's condition. They were inspired by the way the couple faced challenges together. Over the years, Chip and Joanna built more than television shows and businesses. They built trust with their audience. Millions of viewers felt as though they had grown up alongside the couple, watching them navigate career changes, family milestones, and personal struggles. That connection made any difficult news feel personal. When fans heard that Joanna was dealing with a health concern, many reacted as though someone they knew was hurting. And when they saw Chip's response, they were reminded why the couple had earned such loyalty in the first place. His support never seemed performative. It seemed genuine. Whether through small gestures, encouraging words, or simply being present, Chip consistently projected the message that Joanna would not face challenges alone. For many people, that message became deeply emotional. Because beyond the television success and business achievements, the story reflected something universal: the importance of standing by the people you love when life becomes difficult. As the public conversation continued, fans reflected on how much the Gaines family had already experienced together. They had built companies from the ground up, navigated fame, raised children while managing growing responsibilities, faced criticism and pressure. Through it all, they repeatedly emphasized family over celebrity. That perspective likely helped them during difficult moments as well. Challenges have a way of clarifying priorities. Suddenly, things that once seemed urgent become less important. What matters most are the people closest to you. For Chip, fans believed that priority was clear. His focus remained on Joanna and their family. And perhaps that is why so many people were moved by his response. Not because of dramatic speeches, not because of emotional interviews, but because of something much simpler: love expressed through loyalty, presence, and support. In the end, that may be the reason this story touched so many hearts. People saw more than a famous couple facing adversity. They saw a husband standing beside his wife during uncertainty. They saw a partnership strengthened by challenges rather than weakened by them. And in a world where difficult news often dominates headlines, that reminder meant something powerful. Whatever obstacles life places in front of them, fans continue hoping that Chip and Joanna will face them the same way they always have, together. As concern for Joanna Gaines continued to spread among fans, many people began looking beyond the headlines and focusing on the woman they had admired for years. To millions of viewers, Joanna always appeared calm, creative, and confident. Whether she was transforming homes, writing books, growing businesses, or raising 5 children, she seemed to handle every challenge with grace. But behind the scenes, her journey had never been as effortless as it appeared on television. Over the years, Joanna openly discussed struggles with self-doubt, anxiety, and the pressure of constantly meeting expectations. Long before fame arrived, she questioned herself and wondered whether she was truly capable of achieving the dreams she carried inside. Even after becoming successful, those insecurities did not simply disappear. Instead, they followed her into a life where millions of people suddenly had opinions about everything she did. As her popularity grew, so did the pressure. Every project attracted attention. Every decision was analyzed. Every success brought new expectations. While fans saw beautiful designs and inspiring television moments, Joanna was carrying responsibilities most people could hardly imagine. She was helping run a growing empire while also trying to be present for her family. She was balancing business meetings with school events, public appearances with private family moments, and the demands of fame with the desire to live a meaningful life. Many supporters began realizing that beneath the public image was a woman who had spent years giving her energy to others while quietly carrying her own burdens. During this period, fans also noticed something remarkable about Chip Gaines. For years, audiences had known him as the energetic, funny, and adventurous half of the couple. He was the one making jokes, taking risks, and bringing laughter wherever he went. But whenever Joanna faced challenges, a different side of Chip appeared. The humor remained, but so did a deep sense of loyalty and devotion. Friends and longtime followers often pointed out how frequently Chip praised Joanna's strength. In interviews, he described her as the heart of their family and the person whose vision helped build everything they achieved together. Those comments carried even greater meaning during difficult moments because they showed how much admiration existed beneath their playful relationship. As concern about Joanna's health continued generating discussion, many fans began revisiting old interviews and memories. They remembered stories from the early years when Chip and Joanna struggled financially while trying to build their business. They remembered the sacrifices, setbacks, and uncertainties they overcame together before becoming household names. Those memories reminded people that their story had never simply been about success. It had always been about perseverance. It had always been about two people choosing to support each other through every season of life, whether good or bad. The emotional response from fans became overwhelming. Social media filled with messages of encouragement, prayers, and personal stories. Many supporters explained how Joanna's work had inspired them during difficult times in their own lives. Some shared memories of watching her shows with family members who were no longer alive. Others described how her creativity gave them the confidence to pursue dreams they once thought impossible. The connection people felt with Joanna extended far beyond television. She had become a source of comfort and inspiration for millions of individuals who saw pieces of their own struggles reflected in her journey. What made the situation especially emotional was the realization that even the strongest people need support sometimes. Joanna had spent years helping others create beautiful homes and meaningful lives. Through her books, television programs, and public appearances, she encouraged people to find hope, beauty, and purpose in everyday moments. Now, many fans wanted to give that same encouragement back to her. They wanted her to know that the kindness and positivity she had shared with the world had not been forgotten. Meanwhile, Chip remained focused on what mattered most. Throughout various appearances and public comments over the years, he consistently emphasized family, faith, gratitude, and resilience. Rather than becoming consumed by speculation or public attention, he appeared determined to protect the people he loved. Fans admired that approach because it reflected the values they had seen throughout the couple's entire journey. Even during periods of uncertainty, Chip seemed committed to reminding everyone that challenges are easier to face when you face them together. As time passed, people became less interested in rumors and more interested in hope. They wanted reassurance that Joanna was receiving the same support she had spent years providing to others. They wanted to see strength, unity, and resilience. And perhaps that became the most touching part of the story. It was not about fame or business success. It was about love, loyalty, and the power of standing beside someone when they need you most. For many fans, watching Chip support Joanna served as a reminder that the strongest relationships are not built during easy times. They are built during difficult moments when two people choose to face uncertainty together. That is why so many people found themselves emotional. They were not simply watching a famous couple navigate a challenge. They were witnessing something deeply human. They were seeing a husband support his wife, a family protect one another, and two people continue choosing each other despite whatever obstacles life placed in their path. And in a world where genuine examples of loyalty can sometimes feel rare, that message resonated more powerfully than ever.